So hi dear student, welcome back in the journey of learning. So today I'll teach you another chapter, and the name of the chapter is In the Kingdom of Fools. So this chapter is in fact funny enough, it's a humorous chapter, and let's talk about the theme of this chapter. So this chapter is based upon the theme that while choosing company, we must be very much cautious. Sometimes it happens we in fact find things very much pleasurable in the company of some idiot people. We always try to take undue advantage of those people whom we consider idiot or stupid. But the chapter tells us it's based upon the theme that if you are in the company of foolish people, sooner or later you will have to regret for the same. Because stupid people will certainly do something which would in fact bring a catastrophic dangerous situation for you. So that is why we must look for a company which is full of wisdom, full of sagacity, because idiot people will certainly do something which will of course create a great devastation for you. So this is the theme of the chapter. Now let's understand the chapter in detail. So, hi dear students, let's start the systematic explanation of this chapter in the Kingdom of Fools. So, this is actually a funny chapter which in fact tells us to stay away from idiots because their company is always prone to danger. So, that's what we have already discussed in theme. Now, let's start the chapter. So, see what is written here. In the Kingdom of Fools, both the king and minister were idiots. Fine. So king as well as minister, both of them were idiots. They did not want to run things like other kings. Like they always intended to do some kind of experiment. And in the name of innovation, this is biggest problem. Sometimes there are things which are going very well, but we try to improvise them, we try to innovate them, which in fact spoil the proper going of an object. So that's what they intended. They always intended to do to do something new, and that in fact fostered, that created different problems. So they decided to change night into day and day into night. See, such strange concept: night into day, day into night. How? They ordered that everyone should be awake at night till their fields and run their businesses only after dark. See, such a strange concept. Like every work of day would be done during night. Offices would be open during night. Every market, every shop would be open during night. So strange thing was there. And go to bed as soon as the sun came up. And everyone would sleep during the day. Anyone who disobeyed would be punished with death, and that person would be punished by giving death punishment, capital punishment. What is death punishment called, student? That's what is called capital punishment. And this physical beating of a school, when you are beaten by your teachers, what is that called? That is called corporal punishment. Physical punishment is called corporal punishment. The people did as they were told for fear of death. Of course, they were people, they had fear of death, so they started following the orders which was issued by the king. The king and the minister were delighted at the success of their project. One day, a guru and his disciple means follower, arrived in the city. It was a beautiful city. It was broad daylight, but there was no one about. But what they found, that lanes were isolated. No one was there at all. Everyone was asleep. Not a mouse stirring, not a mouse moving. Even mouse could not be seen on the road. Even the cattle had been taught to sleep by day. Even cattle had got used to sleeping during the day. They had also acclimatized themselves, adjusted themselves according to new rules. So even cattle had started sleeping during the day. The two strangers were amazed by what they saw around them and wandered and roamed around town till evening. And they kept on roaming around the town, till evening, when suddenly the whole town woke up and went about its nightly business. And as soon as it became dusk, the late evening, everyone got up, woke up, and every business activity initiated started. The two men were hungry. Now that the shops were open, they went to buy some groceries. To their astonishment, to their surprise, they found that everything cost the same, a single duddu. So see, this was currency over there, strange currency. This name is the duddu. Alright, and what was more strange, the thing which was stranger, that was everything had the same cost. Whether you buy, wheat, you buy oil, you buy fruits, you buy vegetable, for everything you have to pay the same one duddu. Isn't it nice concept? Should we implement the same, with us as well? Of course not. It drastically stupid. Let imagine if everything costs the same, the people who have invested more labor for producing something would be, of course, in loss. And person who is shirker, who is work shy, who does not work, for doing little work, he would be profitable. So it's a complete stupid concept which was implemented there. So see, but there everything cost what? One duddu. Such a strange name. Whether they bought a measure of rice, any measure quantity of rice, or a bunch of bananas, it cost a duddu. The Guru and his disciple were delighted, they were happy. They had never heard of anything like that. This was something very strange, very weird for them. The very first time they were experiencing such happening. They could buy all the food they wanted for a rupee. Everything was the same. What? For 1 rupee? 1 rupee is equal to their 1 duddu. Yes, let's understand this buddu. This is called duddu. When they had cooked and eaten, the Guru realized that this was a kingdom of fools and it wouldn't be a good idea for them to stay there. Guru is always Guru. Guru is always understanding. Chelas are always stupid. They never understand, the teachings of Guru. So the Guru got the real thing. He understood that it was not an appropriate place to linger, to stay. So that is why what he told his disciple, this is no place for us, let's go. He said, this is not a suitable place for us, let's go. He said to a disciple, but the disciple did not want to leave the place. He got tempted in those lucrative offers to have everything for 1 duddu. So this was the reason he in fact did not want to leave that place. Everything was cheap here. All he wanted was good, cheap food. Of course, food was enough and that was cheap as well. The Guru said, what Guru said? Let's see. They are all fools. These people are fools, idiots, insane, lunatic, mad, psycho, psychopath, goof, daft, they whimsical, eccentric. These words are used for goof. They are synonyms for mad. Alright. This won't last very long, and this system won't last very long. You can't tell what they will do to you next. Like, these are stupid people, and stupid people are so unpredictable. You cannot predict about them. You cannot predict their move, what they would do the next. Alright, they are so uncertain. So that is why Guru said this is not the place for us to stay. Now see. But the disciple wouldn't listen to the Guru's wisdom. This is the problem. Students never listen to their teachers. Alright, they believe we are smart enough to take our decisions. They turn a deaf ear towards their teachers and ultimately they suffer. The students listen to this. Alright, follow your teacher. So he wanted to stay. The Guru finally gave up and said, gave up means left, alright, and said, do what you want. I'm going, and left. And with these words, he left his disciple. The disciple stayed on, ate his fill every day, and ate and filled what? His stomach every day, bananas and ghee, and rice and wheat, and grew fat like a street side sacred bull. Alright, the street side sacred bull. There are people who in fact worship bull. Bull, is a relative of cow, so that is why even bull is worshipped by people. That is why bull has been called sacred, means holy. What it has been called? Holy. Holy is there, holy here. One bright day, a thief broke into a rich merchant's house. Broke into means entered secretly. So a thief entered secretly into a rich merchant's house. He had made a hole in the wall and sneaked in. Sneaked also, entered secretly. And he was carrying out his loot. See, loot, it's an English word. Alright, loot is English word. So whatever he had stolen, he was taking that out secretly. The wall of the old house collapsed. It got collapsed, broken, damaged on his head and killed him on the spot. So unfortunately, that thief got killed. His brother ran to the king and complained. See the complaint of his brother. He said, Your Highness, Maharaj, when my brother was following his ancient trade, his ancient business, when my brother was following his ancient business, so this business of thievery was ancient. Alright, ancient business, a wall fell on him and killed him. This merchant is to blame. And for the same, we have to blame this merchant. He should have built a good strong wall. Merchant should have made strong wall. You must punish the wrongdoer and compensate the family for the injustice. He said, so that is why this person is wrongdoer. You must compensate our loss. What we have done, we have lost our brother. So now you must compensate that. And of course, we must be and he must be punished for the same. So see, for the injustice, the king said, justice will be done. Don't worry. And at once summoned the owner of the house. And immediately he called the owner of the house. So see, when the merchant arrived, the king questioned him. What's your name? Such and such, your highness. Blah and blah, my highness. Like whatever name was there. He told, my name is Shambhunath, Ramdayal, Munnulal, Basant. Or like whatever name was there. Or like. So, were you at home when the dead man bulged your house? Means when he stole your house, were you at home? Yes, my lord. He broke in, he entered secretly and wall was weak. It fell on him. The accused pleads guilty. The king said, the accused pleads guilty and the culprit, the suffered person who suffered is asking for punishment. He is asking for justice. Your wall killed this man's brother. You have murdered a man. We have to punish you. So see the stupidity of king. He said that your wall has killed a man, so you should be punished. Now you just get a sense out of that. Like if a thief gets killed because of any weak wall, so owner should be punished. In fact, it's a guilt of thief why he is stealing. But king was completely insane, screwed out. Alright, so that is why he said that you should be punished for building such weak wall. So see, punish you. Lord, said the helpless merchant, I did not put the wall. It's really the fault of the man who built the wall. He in fact procrastinated his fault on others. He said, sir, it's not my fault, it's fault of that mason or like the person who built the wall. He did not build it right, you should punish him. So that's why he deserves punishment, I don't. Because he did not make a strong wall, so he should be punished for the same. Who is that? My lord, this wall was built in my father's time. I know the man, I know the mason. Remember, person who builds house is called mason, M-A-N-S-O-N. He is an old man now, he lives nearby. He told that the mason lives nearby. the king sent out messengers to bring in the bricklayers who had built the wall. So king ordered to bring that bricklayers, that mason who had built the wall. They brought him tied hand and foot. All right. You there, did you build this man's wall in his father's time? He asked. Did you build that wall? Yes, my lord, I did. He said, yes, my lord, I did. What kind of wall is that you built? It has fallen a poor man and killed him. See, thief has been called poor man. You have murdered him. We have to punish you by death. And you would get death punishment for the same. Before the king could order the execution, the killing, the poor bricklayer pleaded. He requested. He said, please listen to me before you give your orders. It's true. I built this wall and it was no good. It's right that I made that wall, and it's also right that it was a weak wall. But that was because my mind was not on it. Because my mind was distracted. My mind was not attentive. My mind was on something else, and on which his mind was so funny. Let's read. I remember very well a dancing girl who was going up and down. Up and down does not mean, student, that she was climbing up and coming down. Up and down means left and right as well. So she was going left and right, that street all day with her anklet jingling. Anklets, they were jingling. All right, can you let me know what is the poetic device in anklet jingling? Yes, use your mind. Yes, think hard. Remember all the names. Simile, metaphor, which for, this for, that for. So, have you got the answer? What is your answer? All right, absolutely wrong. The correct answer is onomatopoeia. If you have spoken onomatopoeia, you can pat your back. Otherwise, you can punch your back. So, jingling is actually sound. Anklets, girls are there. They wear this ornament. On their leg. So this is what is called anklets. So this anklet kept on producing sound, and this Majnu, we must call this mason a Majnu, could not keep his attention on his work. He was building wall, but he got distracted by watching the pretty dancing girl and by hearing that, that pretty sound as well, the musical sound. So because his attention was on girl, very bad. He was very bad mason. All right, his attention was on girl. So this was the reason he could not build a strong wall. So fault is whose? Fault is of that girl. Why she was passing from there every time. So who going up and down that street all day with her anklet jingling, and I couldn't keep my eyes or my mind on the wall I was building. All right. You must get that dancing girl. You must catch that dancing girl. I know where she lives, and he knows her house also. It shows he must have chased her to find out some details about her. It's completely filmy movie, Laila Majnu kind of movie. All right, you are right. In the case deepens, and the case is becoming deeper and deeper. We must look into it. We must investigate it properly. It is not easy to judge such complicated cases, and it's very difficult to judge such complicated, intricate, difficult cases. Let's get that dancer wherever she is. Let's call that dancer wherever she lives. Alright, so in this video, student, we would cover till this much. We'll meet in next video. Till then, bye bye. Take care of yourself. You are very, very great.